Hello, welcome to Wesam's World. If you're listening live on Adobe Radio, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, what's up? How you doing today? Everything good? We have a great guest lined up, Noah Grossman. You might know him from Smosh, Even the Odds, his new game show, and a lot more. And we'll get more into the conversation with Noah here in a little bit. But there's some housekeeping things we need to do. Noah, you came on a kind of weird day.
I'm excited for the housekeeping.
Yeah, there's some interesting housekeeping things, and there's a big story that I need to express at some point during the show. And I feel like for fans of you, I don't want to just tell the story right away where they're like, this guy's just talking about himself in the first bit. So we're going to hold off until we've talked a little bit.
I'm really excited for it.
Oh, it's great because it's so frustrating. Yeah.
Those are my favorite because then I get to ask questions.
It involves a hit and run, jail, and unthankful people. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
The last one makes sense after the first two.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But we do games on Wesam's World as well. We just had our 200th episode, and we do Guys Night where we play the no laughing game, where if you laugh, you get punished severely, and some of that is with a whip, a riding crop, and this last 200th episode, we had this wonderful dog shock collar that we use on a person's wrist. We didn't put it on their neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this one goes from 0 to 99, which when I tested it out, 12 was like hurting me, you know? And when I was talking with my amazing pre-production team, I expressed very specifically a certain number that we should never go above. And one of those people in this room was in charge of that.
I'm looking for faces. Do we know which one? I think we know which one.
We know which one. And so Zeke hasn't been here since our Guys Night episode that we did just because of scheduling stuff. And so this is the first time he's been back since Guys Night. Well, Mr. Peyton, who is a producer on the show, the main producer, the head producer, went ahead and told me, hey, just so you know, Zeke didn't have it at that number.
Well, now you just make me sound like a snitch. Now you just make me sound like a snitch.
Well, hold on. There's a specific...
From my point of view, I just want to say, you were like, hey, at that moment, why were you guys like hiding the remote over there? And why were you making faces at it? And I went, okay. I didn't walk up to you and go, oh, by the way,
Okay.
Zeke over. I just...
Yeah, you're not a snitch.
In my defense, thank you.
You're not a
That's
snitch.
all I wanted to hear.
It's Wesam's World, right? This is my show, right? So I'm the boss, right, Noah? So when the boss, the guy who pays for everything, goes, hey, don't put it above a certain number, you as the intern should just leave it at that number. Am I right or wrong? Am I asking too much with this?
No, I think you're wrong, and I think that I think Peyton deserves a raise because what they did was they just elevated your content.
Thank you.
That's what they did.
Thank you.
That was content elevation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Head producer is where it should be. Yeah.
Well, you bring up a very interesting phrase. What is it? Elevating the content?
Yeah, elevate that content.
Great. Well, I'd like to elevate the content today. A little bit more, let's say.
Okay.
And as the boss, right? Whenever an employee, let alone an intern, just goes, nah, not going to do what he says, right? Mm-hmm. There's got to be punishment, especially whenever he came on the frickin' show and I told him, hey, 6-month probationary period on the show.
No, you said like 1 episode probationary period.
Bro! I'm about to lose it in front of our guest, Noah. Okay? You're embarrassing me. He's a guest. Dude, I'm not looking at you, because if I look at you, I'll put lasers in your body. Got it?
Look at him, Wesam. Look at him.
Are you going to put in After Effects if I look at him?
Sure.
Anyway. Mr. Zeke, because we have a guest here, and because it's... Listen, this is what I would do as emperor, okay? I'm not unfair, okay? And I also want to elevate the content. Thank you, Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Noah, you will be in charge of the Zapper for the entire
I thought it was
episode.
going to be the other way around. That is much better. When I saw that on the table, I thought I was wearing it.
No, why would I let you wear it?
I don't know. I do dumb shit all the time. I say yes. That's I don't know if that's good or bad.
No, you're the guest. You're the
Okay.
guest. I wouldn't do that to you in the guest.
Okay.
However, Mr. Zeke, can you please come to the front and wear this on your wrist? Actually, I'll just bring it to you. There you go.
And the number,
Peyton, can you make sure it's turned on the side?
the number, if I heard correctly, was 12. Was the limit number?
That was where like 12 or 14, and then
12 or 14?
yeah, and then
why not 13?
You know where they jacked it up to?
21.
No, I think the highest was like probably 60.
Snitch Peyton, what was it? Snitch Peyton, do you have the number?
It was 60.
It was 60?
It was 60.
At one point, it wasn't 99, right?
No, we did
I mean,
99 at the
yeah, we
end.
did 99.
Oh.
Us freaky curious folk went, what does 99
Yeah,
feel
and I
like?
did
And then
myself on 99.
and
And?
it was rough. It was rough.
It was,
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
It was rough. It's a dog shock collar.
All
Sorry.
right. So we're at
That was good.
Delayed. Watch out, Zeke. I'll shock you. Is that it works on whenever you laugh? Is that how it works? Or just for fun?
we're at 66.
Can you tighten this one?
Yeah.
We gotta wait a minute. Can we?
What's up?
We gotta start lower, right?
No.
66.
Yeah, we're starting at 66.
No.
So,
Oh, that made it.
you know what I was going to do?
What?
Started at 99.
No.
Oh, it's like counting down.
Oh, yeah.
99 shocks on my wrist. 99 shocks.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No. So
I made it
as
work.
he's putting it in, we'll show people how to use this. You just hit that zap button at any point.
The one that's clearly labeled with a okay. That
Zap.
one's zap, and then let's just be clear. There's a double zap button, and the double zap is just 2 zaps.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do we know what double zap does?
I don't.
I think there was this. Yeah.
You
There's
guys only tried the single zap button. It could be more powerful.
no. It's definitely not more powerful.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely not perfect.
I will say we did click the double zap one for shits and giggles, but we weren't feeling it, so we don't know what.
That's why I got double zapped.
Oh,
I
so
thought
it
you
does
guys
double
it
zap.
does double
Is
zap.
it zap?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if people are wondering where they can watch this, it's episode 200 of Wesam's World, Guys Night, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, there you go.
It's so hard to.
That is so
I have a
scary.
hard time, tightening it.
Oh, just put it on your tongue.
I promise. It's not me. No, I'm down for this.
Put it around the thigh.
No, hold on. Okay.
Yeah, we're
You
good.
can get it tighter.
Yeah, we're they'll
Sam, can
figure
I
it out.
just get you real quick, just to say like legally, I'm a guest, and like Zeke
You are in
burns to
no
a crisp or something.
you are in no way responsible for
Okay.
any injury or harm or anything like that. Again, this is all under Wesam's World and the insurance we have. So if you're looking to change it,
Uh-huh.
like you just hold this button right here,
And then you twist?
and then you twist.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
great.
Okay.
Anyway, so at any point in the show, if you feel the need,
Okay.
or you're just like, you know what, there's a lull in the conversation,
Yeah.
zap. It's up to you.
Okay. Maybe it can be like a sound effect or something. You know, like a joke punchline.
Yeah.
So like
I love that.
I don't know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you
I'm
mean.
trying to think of like a simple joke.
Like, well, he better cross that road before I cross his road. Oh, he wasn't wearing it. Wow.
We tried.
We tried.
Yeah.
Next time. Next
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
thought I saw a red light too.
There was.
I was holding it and I was like, oh,
we almost got paid.
Okay. Noah, now that part of the housekeeping has been finished, dude, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, dude. Of course.
Stagecoach family.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we talk about the relation?
We do.
Yeah. Okay.
The same management company.
Yeah.
You're with April.
best.
The best. With Steve. And yeah, they just spoke really highly about you. And I checked out your
That's really sweet.
even the odds game a little bit. And yeah, man, it's very entertaining, very
Thank
fun.
you.
I've been getting more into watching people play video games these last couple of years, especially with when COVID hit and everything. And it's just been fun. My favorite thing is to watch people play scary video games.
Oh, that's so fun. Do you Twitch? Do you stream?
No.
No?
No.
I just got into it during the pandemic because I needed a little bit more schedule to my life. And I was like, I'm already playing video games. I guess I can just schedule when I do it, which has been nice. But yeah, it's really fun. Scary video games definitely what people like to watch. That's the genre that that fucks with me. Scary games are so effective. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I still play them, but my issue is I cannot physically feel the fear and react quick enough to control my character. So I just end up dying over and over and over, and then I get upset because I can't
Yeah.
get past the scary thing.
Yeah, your suspension of disbelief. I'm the same, similar. My suspension of disbelief is so heavy when I'm in there. Peyton had me play Layers of Fear, and we actually broadcasted it and put it on our channel. And I didn't realize how into it I would get. There's like a period of time where I'm just like clicking on every drawer, you know, and opening it, and there's nothing in any of them. They're just like interactive things, correct?
Yeah, there was a solid 15 minutes, no, more, 20 minutes that I had to edit out of Wesam. So you enter this big mansion, and the game clearly is like, this is the way I want you to go. But Wesam was like, I am going to check every cupboard, drawer, door, locked door, and make sure I find every secret clue. And it took about 30 minutes for the game to finally take off and go.
Yeah.
I got the same problem. Every game I play, whenever like Diablo, anything that has dungeons or different hallways, I check them, I double check them, and then I continue. It's an issue.
Yes.
It's an issue.
Have you? I
Have
started
I
playing.
seen a doctor?
Have
Sorry.
you seen a doctor? I started playing Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Yeah, massive.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I am obsessed.
How many hours?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's probably been
You don't
20
have to out
hours.
yourself. Mm-hmm.
But I haven't. I'm just exploring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just walking around, killing things that I can kill, and running away from huge things that I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm living there legitimately. It's bad. It's bad.
The world they live in, or would you want to be there if you could? Just like swap places.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Be fucking. What are they called? Not the undead.
Tarnished.
Tarnished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Berserk, the anime. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, I'm familiar with like the name and probably the intro song because that's just kind of how anime songs work, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. It's very dark and intense and very otherworldly at times.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I've played a bit of Elden Ring. I played maybe like 8 or 10 hours. I haven't gone back into it just because, again, so massive. I'm like down, but that's actually the first open world game that I've played that I was like, oh, I'm out of my league.
Mm-hmm.
I actually would kind of prefer smaller sections because I really enjoy the boss battles. The mechanics of the other parts, I'm just not good enough at the game. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to go like watch a reality show. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to spend 4 hours fighting the same camp because I'll fight one area.
Yeah.
You lose your health and then you got to heal up and then that makes everything respawn. I just get in that loop.
Yeah.
That's it. I just do the same thing over and over.
It's incredible how much at first I was shocked by how hard it was. But then the challenge of it, I thought I'm like, I'm not into that. Actually, I'm into that challenge, and I didn't realize I would be into it, you know? I think that could, yeah, I don't know. Did that sound weird? It sounded weird.
sounded
No,
perfect.
no.
Okay.
It sounded great. It sounded like I think exactly as we all wanted it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how, though, it's purposely unfair at times.
Yeah.
Where you have to die
In order to learn.
in order to learn. Like the dungeons where you have to use the stone sword keys. There's stuff in there like you just don't know until you're like, oh, cool. I went all the way down here and then I died right at the end because a guy with a fireball just decides to come around
Yeah,
the
he's
corner.
just, like,
There's
there.
no way you can prep for that. You're just going to die. It's like, okay, cool. All right, great. We'll
Yeah.
just start all over again. Yeah. What reality shows do you watch?
Oh my God. Dude, all the trash ones. I've seen too many. Okay, I've seen every episode of the Kardashians at this point. Okay, and a lot of this is
All right. Thanks for tuning in to Wesam's World.
No, dude, I got to tell you,
I can't. No.
we are at the point in my life where I had nothing to do and I just have, because 1-bedroom apartment, the TV is just everywhere. I can just turn it on and it's always playing. So in the background was every episode of the Kardashians, every episode of Geordie Shore, every episode of Jersey Shore, every episode of, dude, there's like 4 that I can't even remember. What's the one? I think it's either Korean or Japanese. I can't remember it, but it's so nice. It's about the house, Terrace House. I think it's Japanese. Terrace. Have you ever seen Terrace House?
No.
Oh my God, dude, you're missing out on some great moments.
If it's Japanese, I'm in.
Terrace House is a reality show in, I believe, Japan. Though I could be immediately wrong, and I'm sorry if I am, because I'm not sure, to be fully honest. But basically, it is the opposite of every American reality show that I've ever seen. Conflicts are light. Everyone has like real goals. Everyone that's in the house has an actual goal that they want to achieve. And if they don't think they're able to achieve it or that they're not getting closer to it by being at the house, they'll leave. It's the reality show is not about their conflict. It's about actually following people attempting to achieve their goals. So like someone wants to join a hockey team. someone's a musician, someone just wants to like see if they can find love, like someone wants to work on their job. Like, it's really weird.
That's so interesting.
Yes, and slowly the conflicts will build because it's very light, but everyone is so kind and so well-mannered, like actually both as people and then culturally how they interact is just like so much kinder that it's like they'll all eat dinner together, like, hey, how are you today? Tell me about how your day went. And they're actually sitting down and listening. Let me cook you some food so you feel better. Like, very honest, strange interactions. And then there'll be a crazy fucking twist that there's one season, it's the 3rd season. Unfortunately, in the 4th season, something really upsetting happened that made the show no longer work, and I don't think I'm going to talk about it. But in this 3rd season, there was secretly an affair that was happening during the show, and the people who were having the affair kept it hidden. And it is the biggest bombshell I think I've ever experienced in a reality show.
Oh my God, I'm in.
It's so crazy. It's the 3rd season. It's always in different locations, and it's always beautiful locations. But you really need to check out Terrace House. And if anyone listening hasn't seen it, you should watch Terrace House.
Dude, I love the Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the inspiration for the No Laughing game came from. It's from
Really?
one of my favorite comedy groups called Downtown
Mm-hmm.
in Japan. And Terrace House,
Dude, you got to do it.
I love it.
When I was a kid, I used to watch on YouTube clips of Japanese game shows.
Yeah.
Because they were super fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool that kind of that general media of just kind of East Asian media was kind of doing internet content beforehand in the way that they were always having panels of related celebrities doing reactions in literal reaction windows to the content that's happening. And it's just weird to think like they were experiencing what we watch now, but on television. It's just so weird. It would never have been on TV ever, except over there.
I love that kind of format where they every New Year's, and I'll send you some links if you're interested in watching these videos, where they've already shot the No Laughing game and they'll air it in front of a live audience during New Year's because it's like a big thing, and people will actually, like, families will sit and watch like 5 hours of the show, right, with commercial breaks and everything like that. But you're watching it live with the studio audience, and it's this great aspect where the comedians who participated in the game are hosting this live viewing, and they're commenting a little bit as it's airing live to the audience and to the
And you're essentially
country.
part of the live audience.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's such a communal thing that you didn't expect to be so communal. And they do it every New Year's, and every year it's a different theme. So they'll spend 24 hours at a place and no laughing for 24 hours. And there's like traps set up and games that they have to play. And some of them are really like big and exaggerated things like traps or games. But some of them are so subtle where this is an example I brought up on the show, but it's the equivalent of like they're moving the comedians from one stage to the other. Like, let's say it's high school. So they spend 24 hours at, like, they were in high school, so they dress up, they go to class, they do all this stuff. But as you're going from one class to the other, their equivalent of Brad Pitt would be like mopping the floor, and he'll just look at them. And they'll laugh because they're like, "How'd you get, Brad Pitt to just do this
be
one?"
the janitor in the corner right now. Yeah, just
yeah.
so random.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah,
So,
you got to substitute, and Al Pacino walks in.
Yeah. Oh my God. You just be like flabbergasted,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So yeah, man, I have to check that out. Terrace House. Can we pull up a little picture from that if possible? I just want to make sure I have a visual for it. Yeah.
Dude, it's really, really fun. You definitely have to watch it. And talking about the premiere content, I think is super cool. Sorry, is it okay that I'm talking while they're finding the picture?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, I didn't know
absolutely.
if we were gonna like edit the dead space.
No,
or
no,
something.
no. There's no edit.
Oh,
out of
okay.
this, yeah.
Oh, perfect. I can just say anything, right? And it'll be here.
It'll be here forever. No.
But the premiering with the live audience, I think, is super cool because that's obviously like, again, going to like internet content. Now there's YouTube premieres and stuff like that. But in general, it's kind of cool that it's even viewed as the live experience is what they want. Mm-hmm. Like that's the goal is to almost make it feel like you're in studio. They're not trying to make it feel like you're watching television, which is cool. It's a fun goal. Oh yeah, there's some Terrace House. Really, they are always just chilling. They're just like best friends.
Oh, this guy's definitely the guy with the affair. This guy.
He's not.
He's not?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
But yeah, and then they've always got famous comedians that will then watch everything and talk about it, or affiliate celebrities. But yeah, that's the sad thing that happened that we don't have to talk about.
Died, right?
Yeah, in the 4th season, unfortunately, again, it's another issue just with internet culture. My bad.
That's okay.
And just everything. But especially in other places. I mean, one of the people who were on was cyberbullied, and I think like incredibly racially. Like it's just like so disgusting as well. Because every culture is misogynistic as shit. I'm not about to like point to one over another, but it was kind of misogyny mixed with racism, mixed with like cyberbullying for her appearance on the show, both as someone of like a different skin color, but I think also how she behaved. I'm not sure because here in America, that season stops airing when she passed. So they don't air any of the episodes. So you never meet her in the season. It's just a couple of episodes and then it's over. But I believe in Japan it did air, I think, that season. Because it's week by week. It's like a live show. It's like if you're watching American Idol or something, and then, 8 weeks in, one of the contestants just commits suicide due to, like, the experience that they were having. And it's like, how do you pretend that, how do you re-edit the show? Like, you don't. That's what happened. So I think the show went dark for maybe a year or two, and then maybe they're producing more now. I'm not fully caught up, though. But that was something that I was watching it, and I was really enjoying the show. And then all of a sudden, the last season just ended, but it was like 2 episodes, 3 episodes. It was super short. And I was like, what? And so my girlfriend looked it up because she was like, where are the other episodes? And then we were like, oh, that's the most depressing fucking thing that could have been the answer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really upsetting. But it's the unfortunate reality. Like, it's powerful when you're being bullied by fucking millions of people. No one is built to handle that. It's kind of fucked up.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
I wish there's a way for the people who do that on a constant basis or once or twice, do you think they really realize what they're doing?
No, though I do think in this case, I do believe someone was convicted. It might have been one person, might have been a couple people, but I think there was someone. And I think afterwards laws were added. Again, I'm not fully caught up on it, so definitely read into it if you're interested. But yeah, it's, I think that there are levels of shit talking, just general, what could be seen as bullying, that is acceptable. I understand the word bullying and acceptable should not be put together. I don't have a better term for what would be like watered down bullying, but there are obviously specific targeted attacks of harassment, and that is something that is almost larger than bullying, but would be contained in the same word. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of the issue, is when it's specific targeted attacks of harassment, either led by a community. So one person saying, hey, everyone go attack this business, or hey, everyone go do this because of this. I don't know if there's a solution, because that's just kind of what it is. You get to shit talk. Like, there's no, like, what is the harm in shit talking just to shit talk? It's like, how do you regulate it? How do you solve that? Because it's not on the person for receiving it a certain way. Like, they are receiving hate. How do you expect any rational person to respond to hate, let alone millions of it from anonymous people that are pointing out things that you don't like about yourself? It hurts when I read comments. So it's like, shit, I don't know. I'm no fucking sociologist. Seems like it's just fucked up. And we should probably just outlaw or add laws that either A, on certain sites, you can't be generally anonymous, whether that's public social media in order to get a verified account, or in order to comment, or in order to do this, maybe you have to verify who you are. I don't know. I'm not in charge. I'm not here trying to say, like, we should have a surveillance state or any of this bullshit, but definitely like, hey, I've already got an ID with the DMV. If everyone has Twitter, or if everyone has Facebook, or if we have some alternative, like, maybe I just take my ID to verify that, yeah, it is me, and now my account has a little check. It is me. So therefore, if I do commit a crime that can be a crime by law of either the state I live in or the country, I can be prosecuted for it, or a trail can be made, or I don't know. I don't know what it does. Yeah.
I think that's part of the solution, because if everyone is verified online, I don't think we should start getting to a point where extreme monitoring of, from Big Brother, if you will. Yeah. And then it starts becoming a tricky line of freedom of speech, because freedom of speech doesn't allow you to go run into a movie theater and yell, fire, fire, mm-hmm. right? It doesn't allow for harassment or defamation of character, correct? Mm-hmm.
Well, within the letter of the law, but not
exactly. See, now it's getting a little gray. Like, how do you prove it, and mm-hmm. how much is it a personal opinion rather than, defamation, etc. But the idea of having everybody verified, I'll tell you this, I'm going to say 99% of the negative comments I've ever read are blank accounts.
Yeah.
It's only been, I can name the number of times on one hand where I've clicked on who said this, and then I looked at them like, oh, they actually have their picture and everything like that. Oh, this guy's a chode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I don't give it. But when it's blank, they feel protected, I feel like, behind that. Oh, I can say whatever and it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
And they keep taking it further and further and further. So I actually think that the idea of having everyone be verified, especially when you're making comments, is important and necessary. And it's also nice when you receive a nice comment and you can see it, put a face behind
it's someone.
it, you know?
Yeah. This is actually a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, because I agree with you, there's like obviously freedom of speech, and neither of us are lawyers or whatever the fuck, but we're both, I think, reasonable people who are equal to every other citizen in the United States.
Yeah.
On the level of our opinion matters the same amount, like our vote matters the same amount. And there's this thing on Twitch. Now, Twitch has a lot of issues with targeted harassment, brigading, bots. There's a lot of issues. But one thing that they have is a couple, because there's a live chat feature. And I only speak about Twitch because it's a platform I've used. I'm not necessarily used Twitch. But they've got something where, like, if you have your chat open, you can say only people who follow my account can chat. Only people who pay money to subscribe to my account can chat. There's, a thing on Twitter where you can lock a tweet to only peers. So essentially, if you're a verified user or a large public user, if, anyone, Brad Pitt, we were talking about him, wanted to make a tweet but only wanted to get responses from people that he follows or our other verified accounts. Hey guys, who wants to hang out in Malibu tonight? He doesn't want random people responding, so he can lock it to only have certain people respond. So if there was a way to turn only verified accounts can respond to these comments, and then that became a more common thing, then we would not necessarily have to regulate to the point of requiring you to be verified. But if you would like to interact in this format, you do have to be verified. You can still access the content anonymously. You don't have to give us your location, because that's all the stuff that my issue with all of it is. Not that I'm afraid that the SWAT team's going to break down my door, even though that is a real fear for a lot of people. It's more so the non-governmental agencies. For me, it's the businesses and how they're going to use my data, because that's not regulated. I don't care, really. My issue is just like my ads are being targeted to me to be most effective. Fine. The issue is, like, I can't technically be a super powerful person. I am going to end up naturally being affected by these ads, or affected by the way the algorithm pulls the content that it wants to show me, or the certain opinions I'm only going to see through the algorithm. Okay, and then I am going to be affected by the Google searches that only want to give certain businesses or certain things because my location is here, let alone the fact that all of these things are selling your emails, your phone numbers, your location tracking service to anyone who wants it, because that is worth more money than you using the app. So Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, any of these things that say, can I track your thing? If you click yes, they're always tracking it, and they sell it to the same people that TikTok sells it to, that everyone sells it to. Just large bullshit. And then, okay, why am I getting 12 spam phone calls a day? Why do I have 80 different emails being spammed to me, even if I try to block them? It's because my information is being sold by anyone and everyone, because there's no laws preventing that from happening. And again, I'm not in charge, but I think I could probably prove to, like, without a law protecting it, it usually happens. Children under 12 would probably still be working in threading factories here if we didn't have laws preventing it, because we do that somewhere else. It's I don't know. It just points to, like, hey, unfortunately in California we have revenge porn laws, because that was a real fucking issue for real normal people. But also in California, obviously, we have a lot of celebrities, a lot of people that these things would be sold and purchased for, a lot of ex-boyfriends, husbands that use this as a way to literally abuse and defame the person that they either are trying to separate it from. So you've got women who are leaving abusive husbands, or vice versa, who are at their job and all of a sudden they're fired because they didn't know, but to their boss was emailed all these photos and all these stories and all this shit, and there's no law protecting against it. It's now there is, but without it, you leave people vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I'm ranting on some random shit.
No, it's all good. I was going to say another problem that kind of popped up in my head is people who live in other countries. This is, they live more of in a dictatorship, so it might be very, very hard for them to put their valid opinion about something the government is doing, and we can name a bunch of countries that stop their citizens from doing that right off the top of our heads, but I don't want to be canceled or banned from going to those countries. So we can't talk about it right now.
I gladly will work and travel anywhere,
Yeah.
except for the ones that. Actually, no, I'm not a dual citizen of Israel. I'm Jewish. My dad's a dual citizen of Israel, so some countries he just can't enter, or he might be able to now. There was some deals happening in recent years. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's always a half joke that with him when we were like, let's travel the world. He's like, okay, except for these ones.
Yeah. You have more episodes of Even the Odds coming up?
So it's actually not right now. We're in the process of trying to get the show sold. So we're around town pitching it because we got super lucky. So the entire story behind Even the Odds is myself and some friends that I worked with through Smosh. They have their own small production company. So we partnered on an IP of mine, this game show, Even the Odds, which, just to give a quick pitch of it, essentially we take an average video game lover, just an average Joe, and we put them against an esports, either professional, streamer, content creator, someone who knows their way around video games and can kick your ass any day of the week. So we put you in 3 rounds of skill-based one-on-one challenges in order to essentially fight for your honor, bragging rights that you defeated a professional in a game that they're even good at. So sometimes we might travel around a genre. Sometimes we might travel through different genres. So we've got 2 episodes out right now. The first one, we just stick to fighting games. So like the first round, they're playing Street Fighter. Then they move to Guilty Gear Strive. And then they fight in Mortal Kombat. So it's just some average guy. Actually, Ryan, who is April's assistant, I had come in.
That's hilarious.
Literally, yeah, it's so funny. He was like, okay, I got to get approval for a half day.
Yeah.
So like April lent him to me for the production, essentially. It was like, okay, you can take a half day. He was so excited to do it. So he faced against a professional fighting content creator, Lane Pavogi. And in the first round, it's a one-on-one, pure skill-based. You're going to get your ass kicked. And the hook is that in the second and third rounds, we introduce debuffs in order to help the amateur by slowing down the pro or making it more difficult for them to play. So we might make you, if we're playing fighting games on a gamepad, we're going to put you in like these ridiculous oven mitts with like wires. They're supposed to look like they're called power gloves or power mittens is what we do. Or we set up like a fake bedroom and we make him have to like clean it throughout the different rounds. So he has to like drop his controller and then Ryan gets to get pot shots off and stuff. So it's just kind of a ridiculous fun time. And the coolest part is that we use the technology of huge LED screens. So we've got a 36-foot curved LED screen, 4K, that we used at Standard Vision Studios. We got like half a dozen other LEDs scattered throughout the set. It looks fucking cool. So these people are fighting video games, and behind them is a 25-foot projected, Ken and Ryu battling it out.
Dude.
It's really cool.
There's so much electricity going through that. I hope no one gets zapped.
We actually have like no drink policy anywhere because we would have owed a lot of money if we broke any of their shit.
Yeah,
But,
I really hope no one gets zapped.
Oh, that's how stupid I am. I forgot this is the whole show. I'm sitting here talking about some real world shit. You know what we need to do? Just one second.
God damn it.
Hey, you got a good joke, Wesam?
That hurt.
It hurt? Wait, how much? Scale of 1 to 10.
I mean, it was bad. It was like...
Don't listen. You go low, we're gonna go higher. You go high, we're gonna go
like
higher.
An 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
I want you to know we're only at 66% here.
I know. But I never went past that.
Okay.
That's our max, 66.
Okay.
I like how you missed the first time I said that. You're like,
Oh,
I know,
totally.
yeah, there's a lot of electricity.
Look,
in
because
there.
I was really like, bro, you don't know. We had to get insurance, man. You gotta.
You're so in the zone.
Yeah, bro. For real though, dude. What joke did you do earlier? Did you have a punchline to it?
No, that was. I hope no one gets zapped.
Well, yeah, I know, but then it was like, okay.
Yeah,
That's
that was. It.
It works. That one worked as well. Okay. I didn't know if there was another one. I'm not good at like one-liners. I don't know. I don't have a one-liner joke. What do you call a pilot who can't fly the plane? Drunk.
Oh my
There
God.
we
He's evil.
Sorry, I had to do the bit.
It's all right. It's good.
I have to make
He's
up.
crying.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Zeke's a different color, all red.
I'm not trying.
He's like, it's all good, man. Yeah.
Zeke, any heart conditions? Anything I need to know about?
No, just listen next time, right?
Yeah. You're drinking a coffee right now, and we're doing this.
Yeah, I'm getting pumped.
Shit.
Yeah, you should listen next time.
I
though,
should,
right?
yeah.
No, not you. Him.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Well, next time I should listen too for the Zap.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, you should listen
Yeah.
to that too. But you were so in the zone of the.
I'm
big
sorry,
screen
Zeke.
TV.
We were going for like
That's
30
my
minutes, right? We had to put in a couple.
That's my favorite thing in the world because I just kept looking at it. I'm like, he hasn't seen it.
I
yet.
didn't catch on at all.
That's okay.
No. I think I even forgot that this was here.
Yeah, because we got so into this is the show, by the way.
got very
We go from one end to the other.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Those are the only conversations that I fully enjoy.
Oh, same, dude.
Yeah.
Same.
Because then I come back and I realize I'm like, I think I was just talking too long. What do you have to say?
No, I don't think you were talking too long. It's just
Okay.
nice to hear. I brought this up with, I forgot who I was talking to yesterday. One of the reasons why I love doing this show is because a long time ago I saw this interview with one of my favorite, my favorite band of all time, the lead singer James Maynard.
Is that
from
the
Tool?
band? From Tool.
Yeah, the
sorry, I
lead
didn't know the
singer
name.
of Tool. And I call him James Maynard. It's Maynard Keenan, James, and you can tell it's my favorite. What is it? I've said it wrong.
Sir Maynard Keenan, doctor, surgeon.
Anyway, it was one of my favorite interviews because they were just chatting casually for like 3 hours.
Oh, that's sick.
And I'm like, oh, this is so much different than all the other interviews I've heard people talk with, because it's just like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. It's like nothing. It's not a conversation.
Oh, there we go.
Maynard James. I
Oh,
was
I've
calling
seen
James
that guy.
Maynard.
Yeah. Wow.
Is it called dyslexia if I do that a lot?
No, that's something else.
Yeah.
I think is it a spoonerism when you switch the first letter of things?
Oh man.
I don't know. That could even be a made-up word too.
Yeah. Anyway,
What a guy.
Maynard James.
I gotta say, I watched a really cool interview, as well. You know Pharrell Williams, right? Pharrell.
Basketball
Yeah.
player. I got canceled, I think, probably for that one.
Yeah. No,
Kidding.
not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously a joke on a comedy podcast. But yeah, Pharrell, who's obviously done a million fucking things. I think he was at NYU or something. He gave a speech where it was in their arts class, their music class, whatever program, and there were 3 students that were voted by other students or something like that to have the best original song that they were making in the class. And so Pharrell came in to critique them and listen to them all. And it was such a cool experience to listen to him just honestly, like, listen to other art and just give, like, honest critiques back. But still be really supportive, because there's nothing like just talking to other people who, like, get it. And it's not whether or not I get it as an audience member. I just know that these 2 people talking understand each other and they're flowing. And that's enough for me to be involved, because obviously I want to join in on the fun art talks. But the songs were really cool, and he had just really cool things to say. And then one of the artists in it was Maggie Rogers, who actually ended up blowing up, and her song from it, I think it was called Alaska, got huge after that video. It like was
really good.
yeah.
I love her music.
Yeah, and now she's straight up huge. But that's because she's just a great artist. But it was just cool to like have someone come in and listen and be like, oh, all of these are super sick. And then he picked out her song as like Loki being like, he's like, this is almost perfect. Like, it's incredible. It makes me feel like this and like this and like this. And then obviously it's a great song. It's just fun to hear recognition. I don't know. It's just cool to listen to stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I gotta. Well, here's a question I kind of wanted to get your perspective on. So, we're in an interesting time period in the last, now 20 years, 25 years with the birth of the internet, that there's this new medium for artists and creatives to create their work and create an expression of sorts, whether it be sketch videos, short, artsy films, commentary, and the list goes on and on. And then you have certain apps that really manipulated the constraints. Constraint is that's the word, right?
Yeah,
Constraints.
constraints,
Yeah, the constraints of the medium, where it's like Vine came out 6 seconds, and then you had Instagram, and then you had the filters people can use, or the editing software people can use on those apps. You started in the beginning of all that. Did you feel overwhelmed in the beginning with like, oh, I can do anything I want almost? Did you feel that overwhelmingness of like just this open expanse of creative freedom?
No, what I felt is a little different, and I think it's just because of me and my personality type, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. Other people got very excited by it. I was never a huge social media user myself until it was kind of work related. So when I was like 16, I got my first Twitter. I had Facebook before that, but I didn't really use it. I got on Instagram when I got on Smosh, and it was kind of because it was related to my work. And then within that, it's like, oh, cool, there's these avenues in order to make original content and stuff like that. And I actually have like a negative response to social media. I think just personally on like a mental health level, just on it, I just can't help but be affected by it, even though I like to use it. I like to get either news from it or jokes from it, or I like to watch videos, stuff like that, like everyone. But the aspect of it where the feedback loop for a creator is one that I just can't help but be very beat down by. And it's my own habits. I need to have better habits of self-motivation, self-actualization. Why does it matter? Not even if it gets views, but why does it matter if anyone sees it? Why don't I just make, a million things, stuff like that. Like those conversations are easy to fall into because I don't get the same reward necessarily from posting on social media that I do from acting or from creating the content that I do from, from actually like posting the content and getting it seen. That's like a stage that I think I would rather prefer almost not being a part of. I don't know if that makes sense.
No. Do you mind clarifying?
Yeah.
You get more enjoyment, are you saying, from
out of like making it
right,
than getting the response to it, if
right,
that makes sense.
So then why does the response still affect you?
Because of the platform. So Instagram is either going to filter how many people can see it, or I can't help but notice that this one got less views or less comments, or my followers are going down, or it's not getting as much reach, or there's other content that might be similar or better than my content, or anything at all. It's just simple things it unfortunately affects me. I just don't. Sorry. Yeah.
No. I'm just trying to like make sure I
totally.
So you're attaching your self-value to a certain extent to those responses and those that algorithm, even though deep down inside that if it doesn't really matter if what you're producing out there is good work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's and unfortunately it's a double-edged sword, and obviously the answer is easy on the level of like, just fucking do it, you idiot. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, I know. I obviously need to get better at doing it, and I'm trying to find the avenues that make me feel the most successful and the most fulfilled, which is like making the game show. Like that's something that's like a dream to me, to be able to put together a production, to be able to have 30 plus crew, to be able to have 8 cameras running, to be able to get a studio that's using cutting edge technology. It's like it's used in The Mandalorian. The screen's just like this is what they shot it on, all this cool ass shit. It's like that's what I want to do. I want to work with people. I want to do these, not even like, oh, I need long hours. I just enjoy those things more than I do enjoy making a TikTok or even consuming a TikTok. Like it's just really not for me. Mm-hmm. But in a way that I can't help but feel subtle anxiety. I can't help but feel subtle, not like skepticism, like a bad critic, like a poor mindset on the world. I can't even think of it. Not like nihilist. A skeptic would be.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. An asshole. It essentially just brings out negative feelings, both to myself and to others, because I don't want to watch someone dance. Like I just don't. Some of it is cool and some of it isn't. I just don't enjoy those interactions. But like my whole life, I've always been lightly antisocial or lightly uncomfortable in large group events. So social media is like kind of large group events. Like it's really just not for me, the way I interact from it. So I've like turned off like numbers and stuff like that, because again, it's not as much as like, oh, I didn't get 5,000 likes, or I didn't get 10,000 likes, or I didn't get 50,000 likes. It's more like, if I don't keep doing this every single day, the phone, the app, the algorithm is going to negatively reward my interaction when I do try to do it in the future. And unfortunately, these things directly affect my future job prospects, my current job prospects, my relevancy in the world, all these things that I don't actually care about, but directly affect the things that I do care about, which is actually getting acting jobs, actually being able to create stuff, actually getting to like have cool opportunities to work with other people and make things that make me laugh, and have these opportunities to collaborate, or again, be an actor. Like, obviously being good at your craft is important, but also like, if you've got 10 million followers, like, who the fuck cares if you can act? If you got 50 million followers, like, go and get your Netflix deal.
I'm sorry. I disagree with that last part 100%.
Yeah, that who cares if you can act, or if the number of followers can get you in the room.
Those are facts of our business that are undeniable. Sure, 10 million followers. You're going to have somebody who's like, ooh, that's interesting because I'm a producer on the money side of things and I want to see if, cool, they can act good enough. We can bring them in. If you're truly in love with acting and that's something you're passionate about and that you train constantly every single day, like let's say you from now on, you're just doing acting classes every day, or you're practicing, or you're somehow feeding that creative side of you acting wise and making yourself a better actor, then you just can't help but be better. And at a certain point, you're just going to get so good that it doesn't matter how many followers you are. They're like, you gotta hire Noah. And I truly believe that. And it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and you have to do it, especially on the days you don't feel like doing it. But I'm sorry. I'll argue this until I die. Someone who doesn't care about something and maybe has a lot of followers will never be as good as someone who's obsessed with someone. That same thing. Sorry, that's something. Yeah.
Freudian slip for something.
So
Who knows?
something.
Someone listening right now is like,
obsessed with someone. Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I just picked a random name. I had a big crush on her growing up. Anyway. Yeah. Does that make sense?
I completely agree with you when it comes to quality of product. Definitely.
Because that's undeniable. And for me, and maybe it's a time thing too, because I'm like 34. So if you have an undeniable good product, you'll always be proud of that. Despite you should always be proud of that. And like we said before, screw how many likes or whatever, the comments, anything like that. If you're trying to be better every day, no one can hold that against you. Truly,
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I try to always be like, as an actor, obviously your entire lifetime is your opportunity of roles, which is like, some people, and especially for certain groups, they might think like, oh shit, I've passed my prime or something like that. Alicia's
yeah. Just 1 second,
real quick.
She's gorgeous.
Wow. Know who she looks like? Oh my god, she kind of looks like Fuck, now I can't remember her last name. Lily from Clever. Is it Lily Marston?
Her and Elizabeth Hurley. Like I'm like, oof. We had a whole episode on Elizabeth Hurley.
You went
So
on like
funny.
a 20-minute obsession about Elizabeth Hurley from Bedazzled.
Oh my god, have you seen Bedazzled with Elizabeth Hurley, dude?
No, when did that come out?
A while ago, 90s.
90s?
Let's pull up Elizabeth Hurley Bedazzled.
Early Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, what? Bedazzled.
She plays Satan.
Oh, Satan cheerleader though. Wait a
She
minute.
plays Satan, like the
Is
devil.
this the one? I might have been at Universal Studios Hollywood one year when they did something based on this. They may have.
Like
Is
a
there-
Halloween Horror Nights kind of thing?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. That's what I
Oh,
mean.
that would have been dope.
Were they ever in like was there ever like a biker gang or something of other like snakes or something like that?
Oh,
like
Wesam,
snakes or
that's a
vampire
question
people?
for you. I haven't seen this movie.
Is there like a biker gang scene, or there's like a
years.
club, or like a canteen kind of vibe in like the desert?
I don't. What?
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, all works. That works great. That works great.
What does this show become? What are we doing
All right,
now?
all right.
2000, the year
Going back-
2000. Holy shit.
So, but yeah, man, because realistically, no one is gonna have that career where it's like, boom, every month I'm just getting better and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
it's just highs every single month, every single year. It's this business. You're supposed to have highs and lows, and it's just different for everyone. But if the quality of product you're putting out there is continuously getting better and you're improving, that's more sustainable for the long term.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Completely.
But it's good just to hear it from
Yeah.
from a fellow
No,
colleague.
totally,
You know what I
totally.
mean? Because
Yeah.
we get in our heads a lot as artists.
100%.
And that negative voice creeps up, and it can live in our heads for a while,
Yeah.
especially when we're not getting the recognition that we want for products and the effect that we want. Because I don't want to speak for you, but I want people to enjoy my stuff, and it makes me feel good that, oh, cool, people are enjoying my stuff. That should always be a byproduct. It should be on a deeper level on why you create things in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm speaking for myself. I obviously really, really appreciate positive comments or positive responses. what I'm looking for is positive responses to things that I personally view positively as well, that either I'm a part of or I've had a hand in, or even that I enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So like one of the most devaluing experiences I've had and continually have in different levels is if I don't think I've done a good job in something, but someone gives me a compliment for it. That probably the most negative thing someone can do for me, my mental health and my self-value. And no harm to them. They're just trying to give me a general compliment. Maybe they did really like it, but the fact that I don't think I did a good enough job, or either, X, Y, and Z should have happened, or I didn't do what I wanted to do, and I'm still getting an equivalent positive response, makes it hard for me to like believe future positive responses, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't really pay much attention to like general comments and stuff unless they're positive, because I just don't care about a negative comment. I'll gladly take a positive one. It's anyone close to me, not that they're saying negative things, they're saying positive things to me. So like if the producer or the director or the writer or co-star or anyone is like, hey, great job, I thought you did a great job yesterday, and I really don't think I did, it's just like, damn, that hurts my feelings. I don't know why.
But you do know that sometimes when we think we've done a bad thing or like a bad job on something, when we re-look at it, we're like, oh, okay, I could see how somebody can not see what I was seeing through it. So it's still good from their perspective.
Yeah.
Do you
No,
realize
I get
that? Like,
yes,
yeah.
totally.
But no.
Yeah.
I know that sounds a little harsh. I'm
no.
not trying to make it sound
And
harsh.
you're not coming off patronizing.
Okay, yeah. But like,
no way.
because you're in it, you're in the field, if you will. But somebody who's just like seeing you from a helicopter is like, actually, it looks really great from this view. So maybe that's what it's made for. It's not for your view, but it's made for that person's view. That's something just to keep in mind with projects, especially like certain self-tapes.
Oh, bro, self-tapes hurt. Those hurt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, just in general, because I just think self-tapes are it's a less fun experience for me. When I say hurt, obviously exaggerated, but because I really enjoy the experience of whether or not it's just a casting director or it is the director or it is a writer or someone affiliated with the project, it's really fun to get direction and feedback.
Right.
It just is. When someone is breathing and watching what I'm doing, I'm just more into it. I just respond to energy.
Well, I got a secret for self-tapes. Maybe it's a shift in perspective that I know
I would love
help.
it.
And before I say it, I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in live to Adobe Radio. Our hour slot on Adobe Radio is finished. Thank you for tuning in live. If you want to watch the full episode, you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Just make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon and leave a positive comment, if you will. Or be respectful, at least, Show some love for Noah.
We've been live?
What?
We've been live?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah. We've been live.
I was like, wait, what? Let me say something.
We've been live. We've been live.
Okay.
We've been live. So, we're live. Okay. Hey, love ya. Okay, the show continues live. So, we're live for. Yeah, well, I'll explain it to you afterwards.
It was for a period. There's like a radio station that's going 24 hours, and you've got a slot within it, and you pick up at a certain section while we're recording, and then it continues on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I would have loved to just said some shit that like distracted someone while they were driving. Like, honk, honk, scoot over, bitch. It's me, the car behind you. Turn off your fucking phone. Get out your car and fight me.
That would be a very confused person if they believe that. Oh, I want to show this guy.
Oh, where is he? I don't see him. I'm here. Look a little harder.
Wow, this bit has gone on way too long. Great. I love it.
Me.
You know what I sometimes wonder? If Steve or April listen to this and are just like,
I
really,
fucking hope not.
if they're just like, this is entertaining, or, oh boy, how do we tell him?
I need to call him and tell him to do some fucking work.
Uh-oh. He said it, not me.
Oh, shit. I want to know your hint to all self-tapes.
So it's a perspective shift. Whenever it's really interesting how we perceive things as the actor, being in that first-person perspective of the art form, with the constraints and everything that we have, and then seeing how it's read on camera because sometimes I'll give a performance where I'm like, I don't think that was good, but I can't be 100% sure for this one until I see it. Mm-hmm. And then when I see it on camera, I'm like, interesting. oh, okay, it's actually not as bad as I thought. And I learned this, like, I don't know how, just way back, where I've always wanted to do more in a scene. And I one time went to an audition, and the feedback was just like, hey, just a little less. I'm like, okay, cool. And I did it, and they're like, that was perfect. Great, next scene. I did it, and then I left, and I was like, I didn't do anything. And I felt so bad because I felt like I didn't work. I didn't struggle. And I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I didn't give anything. I ended up booking the role. And it's one of those things where I really had to, like, sit back and meditate. Okay, what kind of perspective am I really seeing myself perform as? And then self-taping, I was like, oh, okay. And so it's just a shift in perspective, just to see maybe I'm not viewing it from the right lens. That's all.
No, I appreciate that. I should get a prescription checkup. Bad joke. But yeah, no, I think that's there we go. I missed it. I missed my own my own job. No, I appreciate that, definitely.
Are you in class?
Not currently, no.
Yeah.
Just because of kind of freelance structure, it's hard for me to do a continual course, but I need to get into like daily classes where it's like I don't need to go like exactly that.
Like a monthly scene study wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah,
like once a week.
Yeah, something like that. Where but the classes also don't have to necessarily be fully connected.
Yeah.
So like I've always gone through like Groundling Circuit or affiliate kind of people who used to teach there and are doing a writing class on the side or stuff like that, which is always fun. And those have always been easier just because it's like I'm not fucking over a scene partner if we're supposed to come with prepared materials and like I just can't make the date or something like that. But yeah, I need to, and I would love recommendations after this actually.
Yeah, one of the schools I recommend is Keep It Real Acting.
Keep It Real Acting.
It's here in the Valley. But
Cool.
you live in the Valley?
Yeah. I'm here I'm like 12 minutes from here, but always been Valley.
It's right where the 170 and the 101 meet.
Oh, sick.
So Keep It Real Acting. Stacey Edwards over there is great.
Okay, cool.
Meisner based, but best scene study class I've taken here in LA so far.
Cool. I've never done anything that's like a traditional form based. It's always been simple cold read classes, improv based classes, comedy based classes, stuff like that.
That might help you.
Yeah, because I think
your range.
Yeah, because I've always been comfortable doing drama, and when it comes to like any class where I'm doing drama and stuff like that, it's always been effective. But when it comes to drama auditions, I just don't think I've had a shot at a super meaty role since I've been prepubescent. I've had a lot of opportunities where it's like, oh, you almost made it, you were just too short, or like you almost made it, you know, this and that, because like every actor is a million things. But yeah, pre or post 18, post 19, post Smosh, really.
Yeah.
I haven't had any like meaty drama opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm enjoying really talking to you. I actually have to run. Usually we stay and talk a lot longer.
Oh, you're fine.
In complete frankness. However, before I end, I just want to say, man, you've got a great energy about you, and just fuck all the noise in your head.
I appreciate
you know what I mean?
that.
Just keep doing what you're doing, because it's not easy what you're doing. Just remember that. And 99.99% of people wouldn't be able to do what you do.
I appreciate that.
Okay?
I do.
And it's hard.
It's hard to believe, but I'll take it.
No. It's the truth, and I'm not just saying that to make you feel better.
Mm-hmm. You're doing it because you have to go. You really have a meeting.
No, it's for content.
I'm kidding.
Trying to elevate the content.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, elevate the
This is
content.
all I'm doing. I'm trying to. Did he hit it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you get two?
Yeah.
It is a double button.
Dude, I literally thought he just got excited from what I said, and I was like, all right, man.
An actual spirit entered
Yeah,
Zeke.
he's like, yeah! And I'm like, hey, that's inappropriate.
I'm trying to have a heartfelt moment.
Oh, I'm like,
Sorry, I ruined the legitimate moment.
No, I really mean that, because it's so easy. And for people who are sitting watching these things that you do or other people do, just remember there's so much work that goes into what you're seeing. And if you haven't done it, you'll be flabbergasted. I remember the first time my parents visited me on a professional TV set. They were blown away. Like,
by like the hours and like the just how attentive you have to be, and like the preparedness for literally to go any moment of any section.
Not just my job, which we were there for 14 hours, I think, that day, but everybody else's professionalism.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for people to go, oh, that show sucked. The writing was bad or whatever. Like, whoa. Like, before you start commenting freely, which you're allowed to do or whatever, just realize, like, just put yourself in someone else's shoes just for a second. And especially with content creators, like people starting off on YouTube or people who've been on YouTube for a while, if they're just making fun, entertaining stuff, like, I don't get those comments that are just...
Yeah, don't punch down. If you're going to make fun of someone on YouTube for bad content, make sure you're making fun of the rich people. That's what I say.
Right.
If you're making fun of someone who's rich, they shouldn't feel bad because they get a laugh at me while they drive away in a nicer car.
Right. Or if they're complete douchebags.
That one too, of course, make fun of douchebags. Comedy is meant to poke fun at power.
When you do those prank videos, like in the hood.
Oh my God, bro. Every time you're like, please hit him hard. Please hit him hard. Can someone hit him so hard?
You know, I don't promote death on the show.
Oh, I don't promote death either.
I just promote
not
people
living.
getting hurt really badly.
Yeah.
And just getting a little real taste of life.
I know that from my own experience. I've never been hit really, really hard. I think I've been metaphorically hit very, very hard, and that's when I woke up. I was like, oh shit. Sometimes you need a consequence in order to be like, my head was in my ass.
Yeah.
Hopefully it happens earlier to you when you're 12, 13. Good time to learn, to not be like you are.
Dude, Zeke, I've said this before. Thank God we did not have social media growing up.
Oh, I know.
I'll say this right now. Zeke is a little younger than me, but
Couple years.
yeah. Complete idiots in high school.
Yeah.
Like animals.
Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah. Yeah. I obviously don't understand the level of animal.
Yeah.
Wild animals who don't think.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. And that's why there needs to be...
You have a podcast.
Now.
Yeah.
In my 30s.
That's
and
why
I'm
it's still
learning.
going.
Yeah, and I'm still learning. Well, we're good. We've been good, actually, with the show.
Yeah.
We've
been fine.
We've been fine. We really haven't said anything cancelable. I'll actually argue to the death.
Dude, you should do a whole episode where it's like, how canceled can you get?
Yeah, dude, that would be great.
That'd be pretty fun.
How canceled can you get? We just bring on canceled people?
No.
No, how
Like everybody got so nervous. No.
Let's write each other
Kevin
statements.
Spacey, welcome to the show.
Whoa, Kevin Spacey, you never guessed who they brought along with them. Is that Bill Cosby, fresh out of prison?
Dude.
Holding hands together?
Wow.
Who do they have with them?
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, my God.
There's now... none of those.
That happened.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
said
that
by
was
our
good.
intern, and just so we don't get canceled, there you go. I'm against all that. You can't cancel me for that.
That's how it works.
That's
we
how it works.
tase our intern. It means we don't mean it.
By the way, this was the only episode you wear the dog collar. So
Yeah, thank you, Zeke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
What do you mean, okay?
Oh,
There's
no,
no even thank you for that?
Oh, no.
Oh, I didn't tell my story!
No, dude, I didn't.
And you've got a meeting.
Okay, I thought you said this isn't the only episode. I thought there was more episodes.
Oh, no.
Okay, cool.
Sorry,
no,
let me tell the
speed it.
story.
Yeah, speed it.
Sorry, everybody from the beginning are like, he's never telling the story.
And I don't get asked questions about it. Just do it. Just do it, yeah.
So I got in a hit and run. I have a Tesla. I was lucky enough to see who backed into my car through the cameras. Okay? It was a whole process. Finding the detective to get onto my case, because the LAPD website, if you don't follow up, they'll just put your case to the side if you fill it out online, and you have to call and be like, hey, I actually have video evidence, I have the license plate, all this stuff. And then I told my insurance. They were able to get a hold of the person who owns the car and their insurance, and I had to contact their insurance. It was a whole freaking thing. Finally, their insurance gets back to me. They're like, hey, we've accepted full liability, obviously, because you have video evidence of the person backing into the car, and we'll take care of all of it. I'm like, perfect. And I had to spend a whole day trying to find a good body shop for it, because let me tell you something, a lot of body shops, sketchy, right? They're just trying to take money from you. So
Also, with Tesla's, body shops sometimes replace parts. That's a real thing.
what?
At Tesla, sometimes body shops will replace the expensive parts in a Tesla with cheaper parts and then sell the more expensive parts. If you go to a sketchy one. That's been a documented thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is one of those.
Yeah, good.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, of
Because
course.
this
That's
seemed-
not every... I'm not... It's like 1 out of 100, are probably going to take the shit out your
Well,
car.
I just want my car back to where it's supposed to be. Anyway, so the lady, when I was dealing with her insurance, she gave her number so they can give to me, And the agent said, hey, if you want to, she's asking if you want to do this without going through insurance. She's willing to pay for everything.
The insurance gave you that tip?
Yeah. So I was like, first of all, I didn't want to call her because, I don't know if it's like, I went to the extreme with it. I don't know if it's like she's part of like some gang or some sketchy people. Then they're going to try to intimidate me. Then they have my phone number. Then they know where I live. All this stuff. I don't want to deal with any of that, right? So finally, I go to the detective gets back to me. He's like, hey, I'm just making sure that the insurance is taking yeah, I'm like, yeah, they're taking care of it. It's in the body shop. I actually dropped it off today. And he's like, cool, did you want to press charges? Because it was a guy who backed into me, but it was a girl who has the insurance into it. So I was like, okay, what would happen if I press charges? And since it's over like $3,000 or something like that, it's a serious thing. And so they would go to jail. And he's like, well, we would show up at their house and arrest them. This is Friday, right before Memorial Day weekend. And I'm like, may I ask who was driving it? Because it's a woman on the insurance, but it was a guy. She's like, it was her son. And I was like, all right, can you give me till Monday or until Tuesday to think it over, please? He's like, yeah, absolutely, no worries. I was like, cool. By this time, it's been a month after all this stuff, and I'm finally getting the car fixed, and I'm like, you know what? Everything's being taken care of. I wasn't driving. Nobody was in the car. Nobody was hurt. They drove away after they hit it. They knew they hit it.
$3,000, they did a good amount of damage.
It was $5,000 after.
$5,000.
Yeah, because they have to replace parts. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give a courtesy phone call to make them have a good Memorial Day weekend, so they don't have to worry about their son
Possibly going to jail.
for something like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a phone call. So I call him up. I'm like, hi. I almost said her name.
Alice
Jones. So I say, hi, I'm the guy who your son hit my car. She was like, oh my gosh. Let me just say, first of all, we do not raise our kids like this. My kid, we raise them really well. Like he got into an accident before and he left a note. Like he did not know he hit your car, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm just letting you know, this is a courtesy phone call. I'm just letting you know that I'm not going to be pressing charges or anything like that since it's all going through the insurance. And then she goes, and mind you, this is like not in the right order of things we're talking about, but this is just general way she said it. She goes, well, why would you press charges? And I'm like, well, ma'am, he hit my car and he drove off. And the amount was over a certain amount.
And he's driving without a car that has insurance in his name.
Right. And she's like, well, we've all been young before. And, he didn't know that he hit your car. We drive a loud car. They drive a Range Rover Sport. And I was like, how old is your son, if you don't mind me asking? And she goes,
24.
23.
23.
And I go, he's not that young. He's not that young. And then she goes, well, I just don't understand why you had to, like get the police involved and everything like that. And I go, ma'am, do you see it from my perspective? I walk out to my parked car and I see it's been hit and I don't see anyone else there. So I have to use the cameras on the car, file a police report in order to do an insurance claim.
He was going to fucking leave you with your broken ass car.
Right. And I'm sorry, but this is where we disagree. It's hard for me to believe that he didn't know he hit my car.
Mm-hmm. And it's a Range Rover Sport. I mean, that thing's a tall, what is that, $65,000 to get that car?
Also, my car is almost a ton. It's a heavy car. It's a Tesla.
Teslas are the safest cars you can drive.
Yeah, but they're heavy. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, when you're parking your car and you bump into the car in front of you?
Oh, it's so light. It's like, it doesn't even leave a license plate mark.
No, but like you feel it, right?
Yeah.
Because the car fucking stops,
oh,
right?
Yeah.
You feel you're driving and then your whole car stops when you don't stop.
His ass reversed so hard.
Bro,
he put that Range Rover in sport and he fucking hit reverse.
And so I'm sorry, I don't believe that. Okay? And not once did I told her, like, and I had to spend this whole month trying to figure this out. I'm like my car is damaged and then I have to wait for my car not to, you know what I mean? And then she starts going, well, you know, my insurance, I just don't understand why we couldn't I could pay it just on my own. Why did we have to go through insurance? I mean, it's going to be on his record forever. And then also my insurance is going to be raised for the next 3 years. No.
Oh, press charges. I'm done. I'm mad for you.
Bro. Let me say this, Noah. Okay, I try to be a good person. All right, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to be a good person so I can get into heaven, right? Because
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
how
we
it
do
works.
good things.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Not once did this human being say, you know what? I am very sorry for all the time that you had to deal with this. And if it's possible, I'll call the place where you dropped off your car today, and I'll give them my credit card right now. And if we can just not go through insurance, if that's okay with you, and thank you so much,
And then you would've said
stranger,
yes.
for not pressing charges on my son on the Friday, so he doesn't have to go to jail on Friday and stay there the whole fucking Memorial Day weekend with all the criminals. You entitled piece of shit.
Yeah. No, some people don't know how to apologize. And I agree with you. My biggest issue with anyone is when they don't know how to lie. If you are not really sorry for something you did wrong, but you know how conversations work, if you are not insane, any normal person would still say to you, hey, I'm so sorry my son did that. Thank you for not pressing charges. Even if they think, truthfully, what an asshole for calling. What a piece of shit. Because there's consequence. Are you not a human where you have self-preservation as like at least in the top 3 priorities?
I was so tempted to leave a text message. You know what? Via our conversation. No, this is how I ended it. I go, well, again, we're coming from 2 different sides. And again, this was a courtesy phone call to let you know I'm not pressing charges and sending your son to jail. All right?
Holy shit.
Have a nice day. That's
I
the
would
way it
hate-
ended it.
If you worked in the corporate
then-
environment, I can only imagine what you would be like. In the best way, you'd be effective. But your emails, man, holy shit. I'd be on the other side and I'd be like, fuck, I need to quit, I think. I think he's going to fire me today based on this email.
I couldn't work in the corporate environment.
No.
We barely make this thing run.
Hello there. I'd like to cordially email to remind you that the monthly meeting was scheduled as I communicated prior. You have every right to behave that way. It's just funny. It's just additionally funny.
I was so tempted to send a text message being via our conversation just now. I'm reconsidering pressing charges. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. I'll let you know sometime next week.
Here's the cheapest flight to Mexico.
Like that's and now I'm waiting for my car to get fixed, and with COVID and everything, all the parts are delayed and everything like that. So I'm just, it's fine, but I like driving. I like driving my nice car. It's fun. It's fast. And so it was just really upsetting that this person never once considered
sorry.
where I was coming from.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or acknowledged this the time that I had to deal with all this. Anyway, that's the story, man.
Yeah. It's definitely a life perspective thing.
It is life perspective. Whatever.
It was happening to her, unfortunately.
Yeah. Bro, Noah,
Dude, it was awesome.
thank you for coming
Anytime.
on. We're gonna have you back for stuff.
I would love that.
And whenever you
Oh,
want to,
bro, have me back. Let's talk about art. I really liked your conversation about like put yourself in the shoes of the writers and like the production and how it happens. I love doing that shit.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
we'll
love
do that.
We can talk about favorite artists, everything. Anything.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
if people want to follow you, where at?
They can follow me at Noah Grossman 214 on any social media, Twitch, Noah Grossman Live. That's about it. Check out Even the Odds on YouTube.
Awesome. Peyton, play us out.
Thank you, Zeke.
Thank you.
Playing.
It's playing.
Yeah.
Dude, this song is a fucking bop.
Thank you, man. I wish we could hear it. Hey, thank you everybody for. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on all social and hit that bell icon. Thank you guys. The numbers have been growing. We appreciate you. Always remember to listen, think, and talk. Later, guys.
Got the black keys on this?
Oh, that's actually my brother made this song.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
that's really
musician.
good. Yeah.